nothing but illusion. So now I'm a liar, I'm a loser, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed. Wondering how much lower can I go? Even though I know it's wrong, I wish my pain upon the world. I curse the lives of lucky men. Into this hell I hope they're hurled. I was once a good man. Now I'm living in this hell. 'Cause I'm a liar, I'm a boozer, I'm a bastard and abuser, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? I've been beaten, I've been bloodied, I've been broken and betrayed, and I'm wondering how much lower can I go? So I'm wondering how much lower can I go?
Want to short the shit out of Blur right now. What's going on, fellas? Good morning. Good morning. Imagine getting fired from your own channel. I don't even do that. Like you created the damn channel. What the frick? That was the only news of this weekend, guys. Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to the Monday morning stream. We'll talk about a few things today. Bitcoin's attempting a little bit of a move up today. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sold. Any type of a decent move up on Bitcoin, it's not really a decent move. Any type of green candle just instantly gets sold off. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin today. This 200 EMA on the hourly looks like it wants to get tested. But how do you get fired from your own channel? Like, what the frick? You have the damn password and the email. You know, it is what it is. Franco, what's going on, man? Move up. What chart are you looking at? The 5-second? John, that's what we have to be doing right now, man. Listen, you ain't going to see any significant... it's going to be boring until the end of 2023. You just got to get it in your mind, man. Hamilton, Alan, what's up, buddy? Mike, the uncle and nephew show. Yeah, we got to get Clinton on here, man. Clinton's I used to say Clinton is my alter ego dad, but he's my uncle, apparently. You know? Anyways, fellas, Bitcoin is attempting to get a move up. Some good shorts on some altcoins that got a little bit of a pop for no reason yesterday and today, actually. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Bitcoin back up to the top of the range. Okay, wicks up. It gets rejected again. So we got nothing really to talk about there over the course of the market. But really, Bitcoin just continuing sideways, doing absolutely nothing. There's no volume on Bitcoin, man. There is no volume on Bitcoin as it stands right now. It is a hapless, hopeless POS at the moment, man. It's like it was like a month ago before that move. It's just literally nothing going on. I'm hyped up in my coffee today, guys. I don't know about you. I got a little shot of pumpkin in my coffee today, so it's delicious. Interactive says smack the likes. Yeah, guys, let's get the likes up. We haven't showed the likes in like 3 months. You know what I mean? Let's get them up today. Why not? Crypto Shock, what's up, buddy? What did I miss about BitBoy? He got fired from his own channel. Like, I don't even know how you do that, but you know. Listen, I'm not going to get into that, but it is what it is. Anyways, Bitcoin. What do we got? So we're still trying to figure out, like, does Bitcoin got any juice to get a short squeeze in here? You know, obviously we got a big move down, and obviously you're going to have shorts piling up at the lows. For Bitcoin, altcoins are a different story. If you want to short the altcoins while Bitcoin's at support, by all means, do it. They got no liquidity at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame you if you wanted to do that. Bitcoin, we're at the bottom. We're kind of at the bottom of the range. The question is, we still don't know, and we're still kind of trying to figure out. Like, we got the daily oversold. Are we going to see that short squeeze back up to the bull market support band like we saw in 2019? That's the question right now, because you guys can see ever since we broke that bull market support band, it was just a big dumperoni. But in 2019, we got a big short squeeze back up to that bull market support band before ultimately rolling over again. If you go all the way back over here, kind of looking at it like right here, where Bitcoin, it kind of broke that bull market support band, got a big dump to the downside, but then got one big short squeeze all the way back up to the bull market support band. So the question still remains, and you know, we're still kind of trying to figure that out right now, is do we see that short squeeze? Now, this time we actually did see one more push lower out of that range to get everyone scared before then coming back up. So watch out for that, right? You could still see one more push down, break the lows, and then get a move back up. But, you know, are we going to see something like this? And are we just in that boring end of 2023 time period? And more than likely, yes, we're in that boring end of 2023 time period where nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I can hype you guys up, but the way I see the market right now, I just see a boring market for the rest of 2023. You know, and I know that's not fun and exciting, but it is exciting if you're looking to accumulate shit at lower prices. Then it's exciting. So I'm actually kind of excited right now. I can't be more excited, right? Even Mike right now.
Man, there is literally no volume on Bitcoin. I like that, though. When there's no volume on Bitcoin, the shit coins go lower. And I can buy shit coins at a discount. I love discounts. Hell, I went to Walmart yesterday. I got a new TV, 50% off. Inflation my ass. I can get shit way off right now. Keep it rolling. Bitcoin, do nothing. Altcoins, go lower. I want to buy your shits lower. There's no volume on anything.
Right? But like, you know, we kind of go back over here, right? And sometimes this is sort of a wake-up call. We might get carried away with like a move up or a move down. But if you look at where Bitcoin is comparative to the previous cycles, at the time of the halving, right here, right? This is where all of them had the halving. You guys can see what Bitcoin did the last 2 cycles. Literally nothing. Had some moves up, some moves down, but in reality, we didn't do shit from now until the halving, other than like, okay, right here you had the COVID crash, but other than that, you had literally nothing happen. So I think that's where we're at right now. We're just kind of in this little time period right here where you get a big move down, you get a big move up, it's exciting, and then you see this boring time period where it's just time capitulation, it's just boring as shit, and it's just boring as shit, man. You know what I mean? So that's about where we're at, fellas. Interactive, what's up, buddy? I love when you're in here laughing, bro. What's up? I was jealous, Mike. I was very, very jealous, man. I can't even lie about it. I was so jealous. And for me, I had to get some nostalgia back from Jabba and Bob. I had to bring back the Dunkin' coffees. Now we're just missing the Speedway coffees. You know what I mean? Now we're just missing the Speedway coffees, bro. Bencoin is down by 20%. Short that shit to the ground, bro. Short that shit to the ground. That's an easy short. You know what I mean? That's been an easy short since the white paper came out. You know what I mean? Like, ever since I saw that white paper, I should have put a short in, bro. That white paper was absolutely stupid. Like, I'm just gonna put it lightly, man. And I could say whatever I want to say, right? That white paper was absolutely, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Hey, Troy, I hope all is well. Interactive, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really, really good. Staying busy. Right now, I've been working like freaking crazy on multiple different things. Just putting in a shitload of work, and it's all gonna pay out when this market turns around, man. So, yeah, man, I just been super, super busy, bro. On the grinds. I come on and talk to you guys for a little bit, even during the boring market, but. Yeah, man, it's just about getting through this boring time period, man. Stay busy. The best thing you can do is stay busy. There's no point in staring at the charts all day, guys. There isn't. I think the only time I like to stare at the charts now is like if I see like, you know, something like DYDX get a random pump up like this, I'm gonna short it back down. Or like Blur gets like a random like what is it 8% or 10% pump yesterday. We're gonna short it back down. You know what I mean? There's no liquidity in this market at the moment. But yeah, other than that, dude, it is what it is. Working on OnlyFans clout. Exactly, Boo. That's one of the businesses, man. OnlyFans clout. That's what we do. It is what it is. MM! What's up, bro? Dion said Jordan is working on his own coin. Never, man. Like, never would I work on my own coin. Oh, Lord. Bend over. Oh, Lord. Leave my Blur alone. Mike, I don't want to I don't want to do it to you, man. You know, listen. Blur, you know, it's a new coin. I actually, you know, Blur is one of those new coins, and we could talk a little bit about altcoin today. Because Bitcoin, there ain't much going on, right? But, you know, the altcoin market, man, this thing. But I'll say this. If you like NFTs, if you're a believer in the NFT space, which I'm not a big believer in the NFT space. I believe in, I talked about this. I believe in the NFT gaming space where you can kind of like have little collectibles that are NFTs, but just like the JPEGs, and I'm being obviously a little sarcastic with the JPEGs, but with like just the JPEGs, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a big believer in that stuff. But, you know, like gaming avatars and skins on guns and stuff like that, hell yeah. That shit will do well, you know? Is Blur a falling wedge? Let's check it out, Anderson. Is Blur a falling wedge? It could be. It could be. All right, we got a nice little trend line on the top. What's going on, Maj? Did you find it? Yeah. Nice. All right, we got a little thing on the bottom here. It could be a full falling wedge. It's definitely a big one. It's definitely a big doozy. But I can see it. I can definitely see the falling wedge, Anderson. I like that shout out, man. You know I love the falling wedges. I can see that, yeah. 69% chance to break to the upside. So, I mean, at some point, maybe you get a little bit of a short squeeze here. a little bit of a squeeze at some point. Question is when. You know what I mean? But I think when I look at this, you see the wick that they left here? See that wick? I would think that they would take that wick first. Shit. Come on, man. See the wick? 20 cents down to 15 cents? That's a 25% wick, bro. I would think that they would come and maybe take this wick first, take the wick, and then maybe we start to come up like this. That would make the most sense to me. What do I know, though? I'm just a little Stan over here talking the market. Buy Chainlink now or regret it later, said Link Marine. Chainlink, you know, Chainlink, man. The whack off. It played out for a second. Let's go look at Chainlink. Yeah, Chainlink is coming back down to the bottom of the range. So if we get it near 550, 525, maybe I'll add, right? If I can get it down to 550, I'd be looking to add the Chainlink. But you know, at the moment, we're just kind of chilling, waiting it out. But I'm looking to buy the bottom of the range, you know, on Chainlink. Let's see. Maya was shopping for breakfast. No, she had to get. Oh, she was. She had to get her almond milk for her coffee. She's an almond milk coffee girl. Lately I've just been like the skim milk guy. And actually, I got one little pump of the pumpkin at Dunkin'. I love that pumpkin, man. It's so refreshing, and it just we're not in fall yet, but it just reminds you that fall is coming. You know, that's the best thing. Clint said, my wife likes my wick. Clint, okay? Your wife ain't the only one who likes the wick, okay? Who else likes the wick? Clint? Wait, why is there a piece of rice on my keyboard? What the frick? Who else likes the wick, Clint? Let's see if I can find it. Where is she? I forget what I have to type in. Hold on, let's see. Who else likes the... What the frick is this thing? I don't want to... I don't want to click on that. I feel like I'm going to get canceled for that. I don't want to click on that. Who else likes the wick, Clint? Wait, is this Sam... Oh, it looks like Sam Bitchman-Fried. Ooh, where is all the... All right, I guess she got deleted too. You already know. Clint's little 1-inch wick. Hey, man, Clint, I got the 2-inch wick. You got the 1-inch wick. So we know how it is to have the small wicks. I'm gonna get canceled for clicking on that. I don't want to click on that today. What's the BTC target price? Right now it's weird, man. Right now it's weird. I think you're sort of in the middle of the range. It's hard to say. You know, you're just in the middle of a range. It's very hard to sort of pick a direction at the moment, like an immediate direction. Bitcoin just keeps going up and down in this range. I would say if it's, you know, kind of, let's just go up here. Right? If it's anything like the past, I mean, are we talking about immediate short term or the higher time frames? Yeah, I'll say this. If it's anything like the past, I would be expecting this trend line to be hit at some point. Like we said, we talked about this a little bit last week. Either we dump it to this trend line or we go sideways into this trend line. You know, either one is certainly plausible. But I'm expecting this trend line to be hit before any like super parabolic action. And I think that gives you a good perspective on when we could expect some bigger moves. We always know the bigger moves weren't coming until 2024 anyways, but that'll give you a good perspective. Like if we just dump into this trend line, and I'll show you the trend line in a second, but if we just dump into this, that's very, very reminiscent of the COVID crash that we had in 2020, where Bitcoin would just pretty much dump from 32K all the way down to 20 in the span of like 2 months. It's very, very similar to what happened in 2020. As far as the scale of a dump that would be, right? Or, right, it, in my opinion, at this point, right, and, you know, things were different when we were above the bull market support band. We always said that when we're above the bull market support band, we're looking pretty good. If we break below that, it's looking a little bit more iffy. So in my take is we could just do something like this too. Maybe we go a little bit lower, we come up, test this, and then we kind of just chop in here until we eventually hit this. And then where would we hit this if we went sideways? We would hit it right before the halving, which would make a lot of sense too. So one of those two options. But I believe that we do hit this trend line before we see parabolic action. It's just, do we dump into it, or do we kind of just continue the time capitulation and boring price action until we hit it, right? Because you look over here, right? I mean, this has marked the lows, the major lows. Any of the major lows that we've had since 2017, this marked it. All right, the last 6 major lows, we actually tapped this trend line. So place your bets, man. Place your bets. But I'm going to bet on this trend line getting hit one way or the other, right? And that might not be helpful as far as price, but I do know that when we do hit this, it's probably a good time to like get a little bit more maybe moon boy. You know what I mean? Like where you're looking maybe not for like that, okay, 35K Bitcoin, but then you're looking for the higher prices that everyone's waiting for when we do eventually hit this. Now, what would I prefer? I would prefer to get it over with and just dump into it right now, right? Rather than go sideways for like 6 months. You know, that's brutal, bro. I don't want to go sideways for 6 months. I'd rather just dump into this now. But you don't always get what you want, you know? Bitcoin has a way of boring you out and just getting you non-wiki, as Clint would say, right? Making you be not a wick, you know? John said, I'm betting on being bored to a little death before the bull run ever happened. Oh, Lord. The dumpers in Dubai. Yeah, I'll say this. Anyone who moves to Dubai, I'm very skeptical of. You know what I mean? Because I'm just picturing in the head all the people that moved to Dubai, and I'm like, makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? I will say that. So, guys, if I ever decide to move to Dubai, you probably should be like, all right, what did Jordan do? You know what I mean? What did Jordan do? I'd move to El Salvador first. El Salvador, I don't know, man. Listen, all you hear about, you know, I don't really believe, like, you guys know, I don't really believe the news. You only believe what, like, you hear, right? So El Salvador, I mean, I hear that it's sort of like a dangerous country. But as always, that's what you hear. You know what I mean? And what you hear is not always the truth. So who knows, man? And people, I mean, 5 years ago, San Francisco was a safe was a safe place. You guys see in San Francisco, like 50,000 cars have been broken into in like the last like month or some shit like that. It's crazy, man. I don't know what happened over there. Something happened over there, man. I don't know what it was, but it's crazy over there now. Let's see. Let's see. When fantasy football? Oh shit, Mike. I forgot about damn fantasy football. Mike, I've been so freaking busy lately, man. I said this yesterday. I haven't had like any time to myself. I've been so busy lately, man. So I'm going to try my best to get that fantasy football league running. Mike, if you want to start it, Mike, if you want to start the league, I'm going to join it, okay? I don't know if I can be the commish, but if you want to start it, get that shit going in the Discord. I will be in the league. We could just have you as commissioner. Does that work? Does that work? Because right now I just don't got the time to be setting up that league, man. You know, but I'm down to play. I'm down to play, for sure. John said, rich people in San Francisco bought a shitload of land outside the city. They say they're building their own city. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a shit show over there. There's other stuff going on over there that I also don't want to talk about in the channel because I can get canceled. So, but it's a shit show over there, man. It really, really is. Let's see. I'm going to check DYDX. I'm currently in a DYDX short at the moment. Let's see what this looking like. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dump it back down to the bottom of the range, baby. But, yeah. I told you stop telling people you watch 90. Bro, 90-Day Fiance is great. Oh, you guys, but you watched 90-Day Fiance. I didn't even watch it last night. Right? I didn't even watch it last night. Clint said, I've been so busy. You gotta call BS on this statement. I have been. I have been, man. I'm serious. If I can't drive there, I don't want to go. Yeah. What's the last place I flew to? I think Poland was the last place I flew to. I think, yeah. Poland, Vegas. Oh, Florida went to Florida too.
She was Germany.
Oh, Germany, yeah. Germany, Vegas, Florida. I haven't been to that many places recently. We're due. No, don't give Hoffs any kind of power or we'll go to his head. That's anyone, man. That's anyone. You make anyone a mod or any type of thing, they instantly get this power trip and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna ban you. Right? It's like, bro. Don't be banning people, man. I agree. Talk about BB. Oh, man, guys, I don't know much about it. All I know is how do you get kicked off your own channel? That's like me one day. I don't even. It's just me. That's like me getting kicked off my own channel, even though I have the password. I mean, yeah, it's sad, but listen, I don't know the whole story. So once we know the whole story, then I can comment more. But what I'll say is, I don't. Yeah, I'll hold off on talking about it until I know more information because I don't know shit about it, man. All I know is, let's say karma's a bitch, but it is what it is, man. Power is not the way life is. That is true. That is true. I mean, well, we know this. We talked about this the other day, guys. As men, we crave power. It's just biological. Okay? Now, some men don't. Some men crave it less. But it's built in us. It's built in us in some type of fashion. And I'm not talking power, you being the freaking president or some shit. Right? Some of us, you just want power over your own life. You know? Till then, it's get some good... Yeah. Oh, Lord. Jeb left and tried to come back and retake him. Yeah, what's with those people? I don't understand. Guys, it's not that serious. Like, we're doing crypto channels. It ain't that serious. All these channels, man, it's like people leaving and fighting. And guys, we're talking about imaginary money. Like, come on, man. Just get along. I don't understand. I guess that's what happens in the bear market, man. You get people thinking that they know better, and it is what it is. I'll say this though. You know, say what you want about BitBoy. People watch BitBoy's channel because of BitBoy. They don't watch it for anyone else. Okay, they ain't watching BitBoy crypto for TJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't watching BitBoy for TJ. Okay, so if they think, and I'm just being completely honest, right? If they think that channel is gonna be successful without damn TJ or without BitBoy, good luck. You know, good luck, man. You know, ain't no one watching BitBoy crypto for. Yeah, I think Bitcoin. You know, I think it looks kind of iffy right now. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next. Yeah, man. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, yeah. So we have Uniswap. Uniswap just had a small hack. It's like, bro, ain't no one watching for that, bro. Oh, all right. Anyways, besides that. You know what I mean? People watch that shit for drama. You know what I mean? It's just true. It's facts, and you know, like, and I'm gonna be honest. People, you know, I've been in this space long enough, and I'm the same way at this point. I watch people for their personality. I don't watch people for their news or TA, because I'm going to be honest, man. Everyone's wrong more than they're right in this space. No matter how smart someone is. People are right 50% of the time. Name any person in this space. They're right 50% of the time. You might as well flip a freaking dice, you know? And as far as news, who gives a shit about news? It's all the same shit. You know, you watch people for their personality, you know? Man. Anyways. My rant is over.
Rant alert.
My rant is over, man. I'm done. No spot FOMO. Only futures gambling. Oh, yeah. Bitcoin has no volume right now. We talked about this earlier, man. We talked about this earlier. There is no volume on Bitcoin. Like, Horse Guy doesn't even know what to do right now, man. What do I do right now? I don't feel FOMO. I don't feel fear. I feel emotionless. I am depressed. Alright, I should be laughing. I feel depressed. What do I do, guys? Do I FOMO or panic sell? I have no feelings. My heart is black. Bitcoin has ruined me. I have no empathy for anyone. Only myself. But I am myself depressed. Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude. That's what we got right now. Oh, Lord. The only way to save it, let's see, maybe Frank Fractal replacing Bitcoin. Yeah, we got to get Frank Fractal, man. I've always said this. I need to see Frank, who Frank Fractal is, like, what he looks. I just want to see Frank Fractal and hear him talk in real life. You know what I mean? Because if it's anything like how he is here in the chat, it would be great. Shout out to Crypto Wolf app. Good morning, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ugh. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Man. All right. Besides that, all right, we got the stock market opening. Futures are up. We got NASDAQ futures up 0.65%, ES up 0.47%. Never trust the Monday moves, though. I will never trust a Monday move, because I've seen many times where the Monday futures are up big. And then, the China news. We can talk about the China shit. Did you guys see the China shit? Did you guys see the China shit? Holy shit. I don't know if you guys saw the China shit, bro. You got the China president coming on and going, I'm squinting. All right, here we go. We got to do it. So, in order to boost our stock market and keep it up, we are going to, decrease the stock market. Any transaction on the stock market is going to have 50% less taxes. And we are also making and forcing all banks and institutions to buy our stock market. That is totally legit and totally sustainable. Nothing is wrong, fellow citizens. Continue to buy the stock market, because everything we are doing is to help. Okay? You guys see this? You guys see that shit? China's forcing their banks and forcing the businesses to buy the stock market. That doesn't sound like a total collapse incoming at all. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound like a shit show. China, the most, you could argue that the country that cares about their citizens the least, literally decreased their taxes on stock market trades by 50%. That doesn't sound like an epic collapse that is waiting to happen at all. Like they're trying their last ditch effort to save something. I don't know, man. Sounds like a shit show over there. Imagine if the US came out and said, yeah, we're forcing our banks and all the big companies to buy the stock market. I would be scared. I'd be like, all right, that sounds like something ain't right going on, because it doesn't sound good. So it sounds like it's a shit show over there. I'll say, but that's the other thing that happened this weekend, man. If a country ever decreases taxes on something, you know something's wrong, because they want to increase taxes on everything. You know? Let's see. When is YouTube ever going to have it where I can edit my message after they sent? Mike, they don't want you to edit it because they want receipts. They want receipts, and I like the receipts too. You know, I'm up here talking about my thoughts every day. If you say something in the chat, I want receipts. Okay? That's what I want. Lord. I was watching yesterday's stream with a girl. I felt like a genius. Nice. She's probably like, what does that mean? And you're like, well, a Fibonacci. Oh, Lord. China is saying to their citizens, eat my shit. Imagine forcing people to buy the stock market. I don't know, man. Similar to when the USA banks start to bail in customer funds for bank stock to keep them from going under. Yeah, I mean, that to me doesn't sound good. Some people would think that would sound bullish. That sounds to me like China's desperate. And when someone's desperate, they do dumb decisions. So it sounds like something, I mean, listen, I don't like to spread FUD. It is what it is. I wish the world was a utopia. Nothing bad ever happened. But that sounds like something imminent is about to happen in China that's going to be brutal. That's what that sounds like to me, at least. All right, anyways. Someone find out if Bridgewater is selling or buying China stocks and ETFs. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because my thing is, if they're forced to buy, what happens? Okay, they're forced to buy. Okay, they're going to be buying shit. What happens if they don't have the money and then they need to sell? It's going to cause an epic cascade. But, you know, hey, I'm not the person in charge over there, so good luck. Laughing my ass off. I was like, can you believe the cycle is real? Yeah, you go for like, can you believe the 4-year cycle? The same thing happens every time. It's almost like it's pre-planned. Which is true. Look where Bitcoin is now. It's kind of funny. Look where it is right now compared to the last 2 cycles. Right? And then it feels like nothing, like it feels like everything that could go wrong has went wrong over the course of the last year and a half. Like since November 2021, it feels like everything that could possibly go wrong in the world has happened. You know, and look where Bitcoin is. It's right here. Right? In the same spot. Right? According to, you know, the world news and shit, you would think it would be all the way down here by now. You know? But here it is. Right here. Right, actually, I mean, like I said, I put where the halvings were. It's right where it always is. Shit. Not the most exciting thing, but at least tells you, like, okay, nothing's really different this time. You know? Contrary to what you hear on the news and uber bearish channels, and honestly uber bullish channels calling for all-time highs this year. And Bitcoin's exactly just following the 4-year cycle. You know? So it is what it is. This time's different. Maybe it is, Bjorn. Maybe it is. Sometimes, I mean, listen, there's never an indicator that's always been 100% right. It's like when we talked about the hash ribbons, right? This was a signal that was 15 for 15. We are on, and it's not invalidated, right? This is a longer term signal where this flashes. You can go down for another couple weeks, but you know, obviously, if this continues in this trajectory over the course of the next few months and goes lower, then this obviously loses a little bit of its steam, right? And you know, like signals are meant to help you, and eventually one of them is not going to play out. So this is still valid, right? Because we've seen times where it's flashed and we've gone lower. But the real test is if we go significantly lower than here, then obviously this is the first one that's never played out, right? Which would be super interesting. And that would make you think, okay, what the hell is going on here, right? But as of now, Savvy's now drooling. He's probably drooling thinking about the damn the China economy. China blocked the sell button. They did. They did. Man. Bitcoin's kind of trying to come back up and test this high again, by the way, guys. It's doing it very slowly. You guys remember the days? I mean, it's been so long. I don't even remember the days where do you guys, and then sometimes I go back and reminisce. Like, do you guys remember the days where the candles used to move? Like, they actually used to move, right? Like, even like an hourly candle, it used to go up, down, you know, craziness. Now I feel like you can be at a chart, you can leave for 5 minutes, and there's a 99% chance it's going to be the same price that it was when you left. It's brutal, man. It's brutal. Maybe you'll get like a $10 move. You guys remember the times where, like, in the span of a day, you'll be up here, you'll be down here, you'll be going over here and over here. There used to be movement. Oh, man. Like, so you look at some of these 1 hour candles in here, it's like, dude, you know, it's like $10, $20, $30 moves. It's crazy. 10K candles. Yeah. Well, not even the 10K candles. I mean, like, listen, I'm talking about $1,000 moves in the span of a day, which would, like, that would be a not a volatile day for Bitcoin back in the day. You know, now a volatile day is you move $100. You know. Let's see. All right. Anyways, guys. You know what that means. Anyways, guys. All right, so nothing really happened in the stock market on the open. Nothing too crazy here. We talked about this yesterday. Like the S&P, we look down here, right? The S&P still got this gap down here, right? Between 4,300 and 4,330. You know, short term, obviously, we can still get a little bit of a move up, but this gap on the S&P makes sense to fill. And we looked at this yesterday, right? There's also still this gap on Bitcoin back down here, right? And this is obviously would be the uber bearish scenario, but it's something you got to keep in mind. If you're just like so biased, where you just you can't even fathom a move that goes against you, I mean, you're not going to make it, man. You always got to be ready for any scenario. So this gap down here, you know, from 20,000 to 21,000 on BTC has not been filled yet, right? The way I'm looking at this is if the S&P rolls over again, if it does, right? We don't know if it will, but if it does, right, and comes and fills this gap, really all Bitcoin needs to do, I mean, if you look at Bitcoin's chart, all it really needs to do, if it breaks this low, I think it would be a quick move. Like I said, I don't think it would be a move where you would just waddle in here for a while, right? If it did go down here, I believe that many people are looking in this range, like the 20K range, for longer term buys. Everyone I've seen, like it, and I scroll through Twitter sometimes, and a lot of the big people that I follow are looking for this level if it gets down there. It's always if, man. No one really knows. But if it gets down there, that's where I think it would be a quick move, a wick down to here, fill this gap. Very similar to what we did in here in the banking crisis dip, right? We had this gap here. We had a quick move down. We filled the gap, and then we instantly recovered. I would think it would be something like that. So that's like the uber bearish scenario. Where then all of a sudden all the people that's saying, okay, we have to have a double bottom, well, there you go. Then you'll get your little double bottom, very similar to last cycle where we had the COVID crash. That was a higher low, right? This would give you that higher low as well. So it would make sense. And, you know, you got to be open to all scenarios, okay? Don't be so biased where you're like, oh my God, there's no way. Because I've been there before, you know? Be open to all scenarios. Because Bitcoin can do anything. I've seen it do crazy shit where it pumps when you don't expect it and it dumps when it don't expect it. It goes sideways for 6 months when you think a big move's coming. I've seen it all. So just keep that in mind. And that would be like, if this filled, that would be the ultimate like final load up zone for as far as Bitcoin buys for me, if it got down there. So that's what I'm looking at for there. For the uber bearish scenario, man. The next crypto gem comes out September 7th on mainstream TV. Oh, that's the one with George, right? I'll actually watch that. I'll watch that. George puts makeup on for it. Like, bro, like, come on. As a guy, you don't need to wear makeup, man. Listen, George is cool. I like George. But man, if you found me on TV, you wouldn't be finding me putting makeup on. I'd be saying, no, I don't need makeup. Unless it's like in his contract where he has to do it. I wouldn't be surprised too. You know? Yes, you do. Yeah. Yes, you do. Waiting for BTC to make me say, Daddy. Daddy! Sounds so wrong, man. I never actually heard a kid say, Daddy! And they did. That would be so wrong. Oh, Lord. What network will it be on? I don't know. I think it's on some random channel that you never heard of in your life. I don't know what channel it's on. Someone could help you. Guys, what channel is the next crypto gem on? Honestly, just Google it. You'll find it. If you ever don't know what channel something is on, what I mean is don't just Google it to find the channel. Just Google it. You'll find somewhere to watch it. Jordan will wear hairpiece. Yes, someday. Would you rather be able to see 120 minutes into the future or be able to see 120 years into the future? Wait. Would you rather be able to see 120 minutes into the future or be able to see 120 years into the future? My question for that would be, how long would I be able to stay in that future state to be able to do some research on what changes in that 120 minutes? Would it just be like, okay, I could see it for like 5 seconds? Because that's not going to help me. But I would pick the 120 minutes. I would pick the 120 minutes. I would take all the money I have, right? Because I would know what either pumped or dumped the most during that 2 hours. And I would just 100x all the money that I have. And there we go. We're good. So I would definitely go, I think that's an easy question. You take the 120 minutes. But it depends on how long you have to do research on what changed in those 120 minutes. Like I said, if you have 5 seconds, this doesn't help you. If you give me 5 hours to do research on what pumps or dumps the most and at what prices, bam, there we go. We're taking 120 minutes. 100x in the whole net worth. And then like I said, then we're good to go. But yeah, the 120 years I think is sort of pointless. One, you're not going to be alive. It'd be cool to see what happened in 120 years, but I ain't going to be alive during then, so what do I care? You know? You take the 120 minutes easily. I think that's a very easy question. Very easy question. If I could continuously get 120 minutes ahead of time, I'd be leveraged straight into the max getting rich. Exactly. You just you do the max that you could leverage, knowing the low and top prices of that move during the time, and you just go nuts. You know? I think a better question would be 120 minutes or like 20 years. Because 120 years is, like I said, you're not going to be alive during then. So most people are going to pick the 120 minutes. But if you said 20 years, I think I'd still do 120 minutes. I'd still do 120 minutes. Because even like, yeah, 20 years is great, but you could basically get what you want in that 120 minutes just using leverage. If leverage didn't exist, you take the 20 years. Well, because leverage exists, you take the shorter time frame, because you can make that shorter time frame longer. Not shorter time frame longer, but you can make that shorter time frame do more for you. You know? 120 months or 120 minutes? Blaze would like 1 year into the future. 1 year? I don't know. I actually think the longer time frame you give yourself, the more time you give yourself to make mistakes. Because if you give yourself, say, like 20 years, yeah, you could do this, you can do that, but you give yourself more time to make mistakes in the time. But if you only give yourself 2 hours, you give yourself 120 minutes, 2 hours, one trade, right? Where you just, you know how low it goes, you know how high it goes in that 120 minutes, and you just leverage the shit up on that one trade. You know what I mean? You can make yourself into a billionaire if you use like 125x leverage, and you just take whatever asset pumps the most during that time. You could just make yourself a billionaire in the shortest amount of time. You know what I mean? Oh Lord. Longer time frame gives you more time to affect the timeline too. Exactly. That is very true. Because you could go for the 20 years, but what if something different happens in those 20 years? So you saw the future, but and you go back to the past, you can change that inevitable future, right? In some way. I don't know. I'm thinking about it too much. Anyways, guys. All right. So we got stock market's coming up a little bit. We got NASDAQ's up close to 1%. S&P's up close to 0.7%. Bitcoin's trying to make a move up. It's like at the range high, so we'll see. I'm watching this 200 EMA on the 1 hour. That's where we got the last rejection on that bigger squeeze up. We got rejected, saw a push down. So any type of squeeze, I'm watching that $26,300 area, where we've gotten a few rejections from that point too, and that also happens to be where that moving average is. So watch 26.3. I think that could be a tough point for Bitcoin to get back over. Other than that, let's continue to wait it out, fellas. All right, I'm out of here. Enjoy your day. Stay busy. Don't stare at the charts all day unless you're in some type of trade, which there are like many good. There's actually a lot of good trading opportunities right now. A lot of them are finding the altcoins that have these pumps during these low liquidity times and actually just shorting them back down. Those are some of the best trading opportunities right now. But other than that, it's just waiting it out, man. All right. I'm out of here. Peace. Catch you guys later. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Unless something crazy happens. Then maybe I'll see you like for a midnight stream or some shit. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.